Now that we know a few things about how computer lights specifically respawn in a 3D scene, let's take a look at some of the different types of lights you'll be working with. Our discussion probably ought to start by first asking, why in the heck haven't we had to worry about lighting until now? I mean, when you think about it, we've done plenty of things that needed light, right? We've been working in the viewports, rendering out a few pics, all that, and not once has the subject of lighting even been an issue. Well, the reason for that is every time you open Max, you're given free of charge a couple of hidden lights to help light your way. And those freebies have done a pretty good job in holding us over until now, but to do it right, in order to be able to create a special mood or feel for a scene like only lighting can, you really need to get in the habit of lighting a scene from scratch, starting with a clean slate and making the most out of the lights that Max offers. Going in, you need to be aware that it's not always the type of light that you choose that's going to make the difference as to how your scene turns out. More importantly, it's what you do with that light, how and where it's positioned, and what you do to control things like color and intensity. Believe me, if you want realism, that's a great deal more important than the actual type of light you choose for the job. Always remember that. Your lights are going to be found under the Light tab in the Command panel. There's actually a couple different types of lights, one called photometric and one called standard. Photometric lights are designed as an advanced lighting system that uses actual photometric values to more accurately define the way a CG light simulates real-world lighting. They can be configured using a specialized template for the type of light you need. So you have light bulbs, halogen lights, even stadium and street lights. You can also control the color of the light that they emit, so you have cool white fluorescence, warm halogens, and incandescent lighting colors, for an example. The photometric lights even offer pre-configured settings that allow you to simulate the actual light created from a list of special lighting manufacturers. So in using them, things can get pretty involved. The ones I think we ought to focus on for this discussion are the standard lights, which are both a little less complicated to learn, but still very functional and feature-filled as to the effects they can create. Let's start with the spotlight. There's two different types of spotlights. One is called a target spot, the other a free spot. We'll talk about the differences between those two in just a moment. For now, let's activate the top view and drop a target spot on the left-hand side of the screen. A spotlight is going to shine pretty much like a flashlight in that it illuminates only in the direction that it points. Let me reposition the perspective view so you can maybe see that a little better. Let's create a free spot so we can see how that differs from the target. For this one, we're going to make it in the front view. I'll click on free spot and then click to the right of my original target spot. The big difference between the target spot and the free spot is the target on the other end of the target light. That target serves as kind of an additional handle that can be selected and moved to control the opposite end of the light. So watch how this makes a difference. In the top view, I'll select the target spot, which is on the left-hand side. Now if I move this from left to right, notice the light always looks in the direction of the target. You can also easily see that in the perspective view. Watch what happens when I instead move the free light from side to side. As you can see, this one stays locked looking straight forward. Without having that extra handle on the other end to have to look at, it always points forward. So in order to move the direction a free light points, you'll have to rotate the light. Let's go ahead and delete the free light. Now next up we have the direct light. Again, we have two flavors, one being a target, one being a free. Let's create a target direct light on the right-hand side of the top view. A direct light is very similar to a spotlight in that it shines only in the direction that it points. What makes it different than the spot, though, is that its light rays all travel parallel to each other, making it more similar to maybe the way the sun shines. With the spotlight, on the other hand, the light rays all angle outward from the point of origination. But it works pretty much the same way if I move the target direct from side to side. You'll see again it rotates to continue to focus toward the target. So there's two light sources that illuminate only in the direction in which they point. Let's go ahead and select them both and delete them. There's also a light type called an omni. Let's drop one on the left-hand side of the front view. Here's how this one differs. Where in which the spot and direct lights only shine in the direction in which they point, the omni light, on the other hand, is designed to shine in all directions, kind of like a mini sun hanging from a string. So omnis illuminate the scene from 360 degrees around, making them an ideal choice when wanting to spread light in all directions. There's also a specialized light source in the standard category called skylight, which can be used in situations where you want to specifically simulate daylight lighting conditions. The skylight system is meant to be used with something in Max called the light tracer, which again serves as a more advanced lighting solution beyond the scope of an Essentials title. And lastly, at the bottom, you have two more advanced lighting configurations, the Area Omni and the Area Spot. Two light systems designed to be used exclusively with Max's high-end rendering engine called MentalRay, which we'll be looking at in the chapter on rendering. So that'll give you a general overview of the various types of lights in Max. Now, over the course of the next couple videos, we'll start specifically looking into the ones in the list that you'll typically be using most often. Let's go check them out.